Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in today's video, I'm going to go over 5 things that really irritate physical media collectors in 2024. I have to say, it has been an interesting time in the year 2024 to be a physical media collector. The whole landscape has changed even over the last couple of years. Fewer and fewer brick and mortar locations are choosing to stock their DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K titles. Even a couple have gotten out altogether, such as Best Buy, a well-known case there. And the shift to online, it's more real than it ever has been. But still, being a physical media collector, we love it. I feel that the whole industry is still thriving in a way. No, it's not as strong as it was in the 80s or 90s, but it's changing, it's evolving, it's becoming more and more just a niche, for better or for worse, but it's a niche that still makes money. Despite all the changes to physical media, both good and bad, I feel that it is still a viable hobby. A lot of people enjoy it. As you can see, I am one of them, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. But that being said, there are still a bunch of things, not limited to the 5 that I have in this video, that kind of irritate us as physical media collectors. So I thought I would go over 5. In the comments section, of course, I always encourage you to let me know, hey, what about physical media irritates you in 2024? So to start things off, I just want to talk about general accessibility. I mentioned this a few moments ago. Fewer and fewer brick and mortar locations are choosing to stock physical media, such as DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K titles. Of course, you have a couple big ones out there, Walmart being the biggest right now. Target has a limited selection out there in most locations. But most of the bigger places, Best Buy gave it up. I mean, you really have to are limited to those choices. And then you also have the mom and pop, smaller businesses that will carry it, but not every town has one. And the shift to online, of course, is a thing. But a lot of people, I especially read this a lot in the comments, don't like going the online route. They like going into the store and physically picking it up. So it's an irritating thing for sure. But to be fair, going into a store, even during its heyday, yes, a lot of times you would get the mainstream titles released by, let's say, Sony or Warner Brothers or Disney. But these days, when it comes to boutique labels, you have Arrow Video, you have Kino Lorber, you have Criterion, many, many others. A lot of times, you can't pick these up in stores no matter what. Yes, if you have a local Barnes & Noble, you might be in luck with some of the Arrow and Criterion, but Kino Lorber, Shout Factory, most times you're gonna have to go online for these. So yes, accessibility is an irritating thing we all have to deal with from time to time, but it is one thing that I just wanted to mention in this video. Another thing that I know a lot of people would agree with is double dipping. Look, double dipping on physical media is a tale as old as time. I remember even back in VHS days. You'd have the initial release, and then, of course, a special edition with something added or new packaging would come out. And then, of course, fast forward through DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. It's a thing that definitely is still happening in 2024, probably even worse than it has ever been. You have things like you get the initial movie, and then it comes out with new packaging. Ooh, that looks kind of nice. Or I would say even the worst is a new transfer or new audio. That's something that I know bugs a lot of people that initially invested in the original physical media release at the time. But it is something that has been around forever since physical media was first a thing. It's not going away anytime soon, but it still bugs a lot of people. So yes, double dipping on a release is something that definitely irritates us. Speaking of new transfers, this next thing that irritates us physical media collectors is generally a bad transfer or a bad audio on a physical media release. Now, this I think especially rings true to 4K collectors because we pay a premium price for our 4K discs. It's definitely more expensive than a Blu-ray and a DVD. And when you get a transfer that is not great or is questionable, it could definitely be something that is a bit irritating. We have, of course, the recent interview with James Cameron, who basically said if you don't like the Aliens or True Lies transfer, you can go touch grass. I know that did not really come across very well, but a lot of us have opinions on what looks good, what doesn't look good. And, you know, to kind of dismiss that, I think it really just shows how some creatives are out of touch. And of course, we have the whole American Graffiti 4K, which in my opinion was one of the worst transfers of that year. I mean, something that when we buy physical media, we expect the best. I don't think that's asking for too much. And when it isn't, we feel kind of ripped off, and I feel rightfully so. So yeah, bad transfers, bad audio. I can see how it would be very rage-inducing to some collectors, but that's just one of the irritating things about physical media in 2024. This next one, if I had to guess, probably annoys at least 50% of physical media collectors, and that is Steelbook Only releases. I can't tell you how many times, almost daily, I get a comment in my various videos that, you know, why is this only in Steelbook? Why, I hate Steelbooks, whatever the reason. But for a lot of labels, they only release a movie in Steelbook form. Disney, for instance, just announced their 4K release of Inside Out 2, only getting a Steelbook. And sometimes it makes it even worse as if that Steelbook is only exclusive to a certain retailer, such as Walmart or Amazon. And that is also a thing that happens. There's a lot of Lionsgate releases that are Amazon exclusive Steelbooks. But when you make your only offering of a 4K title in Steelbook form, it's going to just annoy a lot of people. At least with the Disney ones, they had back when the Disney Movie Club was a thing, they actually had an option of a slipcover at the Disney Movie Club. Yes, it was only available there. At least it was an option. Nowadays, you're only getting the Steelbook. In most cases. I know Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is getting both a slipcover and steel. Thankfully, none of those are exclusive to any particular retailer. But why? I mean, for me personally, I like Steelbooks. I collect them. If more often than not, I like the artwork, I will get the Steelbook. But I can understand why a lot of people don't. So yes, Steelbook only releases. I know for a fact this bugs a lot of fans. And the last thing that I want to cover in this video about irritating things that physical media collectors have to put up with, and this one is definitely more of a topic that I feel would warrant a lot of discussion in the comments, is mainstream media constantly declaring the death of physical media. Oh, Sony is stopping production on their Blu-ray discs. Death to physical media. Redbox stopping, functions. Death to physical media. I mean, Disney, moving to outsourcing their releases to Sony or SDS, and death to physical media. Every time. It gets a little annoying. Look, I think if you're watching this video, you know full well physical media, is it as big as it used to be? No. Is it dead? Far from it. It still makes a ton of money for the various studios, for the various labels. There is a lot to just celebrate about physical media. It's just annoying that the mainstream outlets just constantly are trying to declare it dead. If you're pushing streaming, you're pushing digital, that's, whatever your motive is, but it gets a little tiring. And I know a lot of people are just kind of sick of it. So, physical media, still alive and well, still kicking. We've gotten more releases in the last couple of years than we've ever gotten, especially if you're a 4K collector. So, the constant declaring of physical media dead by online outlets, it sucks. Hopefully one day it'll just kind of die off. I would not mind to see an article saying that streaming is dying. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. It's an annoying thing we all put up with. So yeah, that is one that I wanted definitely to include in this video. So those are 5 things that downright irritate physical media collectors in 2024. Now I open the floor to you. What things did I not mention in this video kind of annoy you as somebody who collects Blu-ray, 4K, or even DVD? Sound off down below. And I also want to thank everybody for staying with me. I'm just getting ready to hit 30,000 subscribers on my channel. It's an amazing feat for me. I couldn't be happier. So thank you very much. So in the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.